morning, everybody. This is Alberto from A to Z Tactical Academy, and I guess I just drove to work this morning, and I thought, yeah, there's some things I could probably talk about real quick as far as vehicular safety. Right, one of them is something that I've seen more and more in the United States. Is people following someone that just left a bank particularly with something that looks valuable, like a briefcase or a bag, or maybe they had a spotter, somebody just loitering inside the bank or pretending to be doing business, whatever, right? But they heard somebody withdraw a large amount of cash, or get some valuables, or leave a safety deposit box. So potentially that person has something. So we're seeing it more and more where a team or a group of guys would have a spotter in the bank and then another vehicle, and they will follow you home. And then most people are pretty unaware when they pull into their carport or garage. They basically just click the button in the visor or in the rearview mirror. Garage door opens and you come in, right? And seldom you notice that somebody followed you. So how can you identify that someone is following you with the vehicle and what to do about it? Well, number one is pay attention. That's number one. It seems a pretty easy and mindless solution. It's almost like worthless advice, but paying attention does pay a lot of dividends. So if you notice people loitering, people just not doing what is expected, people that go to the bank, I would expect them to go into the bank, get their stuff done, and leave the bank. I don't expect people just kind of hanging around outside the bank, because the bank's not a place to just hang around. Other than that, let's say you got into your car, get in your car, lock the doors, start driving away, and then you put your seatbelt on and all the rest of the stuff. Wait until you're kind of moving to start synchronizing the Bluetooth to the radio and doing other things like putting the music on and whatnots. Just get out of there, right? Just start driving, leaving the bank. Or the mobile ATM, the car ATM, if you will. Just leave first and then put your bills in the wallet somewhere else, right? All right, so you've noticed a car in your rearview mirror that's kind of just hanging in there at a certain distance, and it's just kind of shadowing you, changing lanes with you, that kind of stuff, right? That alone is not an indication that you're being followed. An indication of it being followed can be made very evident if you start doing other things. For example, changing the pattern of traffic. If everybody's driving 30 and then all of a sudden you speed up and you're driving faster than everybody else in that street, provided that you're still within the legal law of the limit, or the legal limit of the law. If you start driving a little faster than everybody else and that drive shows up that car is still keeping up with you, then I guess that's red flag number one. Next thing I would do is I would then slow down to slower than the rest of traffic. I would expect people that were just driving behind me, let's say fast, to get annoyed by the fact that I slow down and just pass and go, right, and leave. If they keep up with you, red flag number two. If I'm on a highway, or if it's possible, take an exit ramp just to get back on the highway. If they're right behind you, or they close the distance, or you're approaching a stop sign, if you get out of a regular street, not a highway, if you get out of a regular street and you stop at a stop sign and they really close the gap, or they try to pair up on your side and the driver's side, or things like that, that's pretty much for sure that you're being followed, right? So at that point, a couple things would happen. Number one, I wouldn't go home, because now they would know where I live. But I would start making a plan in my head of what is going to happen. And then more importantly, I would start working on a mental trigger, something that would spring you into action, right? If I see this, I will definitely do this other thing. So let's say you're at a stop sign, the car's right behind you, the door's open, right? People don't open the doors at a stop sign. The door's open, I'm peeling off. I don't care. Safely, obviously, you don't want to run into oncoming traffic, but I would just leave. If you see the car kind of pairing up with you, rolling windows down. Yes, some people want to talk to you and tell you got a nice car, but those are levels of awareness or trigger points that you're going to reach to do other things. So anyway, there's lots of things you can do by paying attention and then forming a mental trigger as far as what are you going to do if this happens. Try to stay safe. Hopefully this doesn't happen to you, but pay attention. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for your help growing this channel.